Hey guys, this is. Damn it! I had a good thing going.
Good.
I had a good. Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the Foundation Podcast. We are here to discuss WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and other wrestling organizations that are doing events this week, news, and other happenings. I'm here with my friend Darius.
How's it going, everyone?
I'm also here with my friend Danny.
Hello.
And we're here to discuss, this week, we're here to discuss the Raw debut on Netflix, SmackDown's third hour episode of its weekly programming on the USA Network. We're also here to discuss Seth Rollins and his current position in WWE and Rhea Ripley and where she goes forward after her World Championship victory. Spoilers, she won the World Championship on the Netflix debut against Liv Morgan.
Ain't gonna be spoilers, bro. It's gonna be a week whenever this video gets out.
Alright, well, we're gonna go ahead and kick off with the Raw results here. Once again, I mentioned earlier that it was the Netflix debut of Monday Night Raw and WWE programming as a whole in the United States. We're getting Raw.
What do you think of that opening promo? Not Triple H, but like that video thing they did.
I think if you're a first-time viewer of WWE, you've never really gotten into it, they kind of feed you a little bit of the history of wrestling from its carnival background, and they give you some wrestling insider terminology like kayfabe, the babyface, the heel. They give you some old-timey imagery. They give you some good wrestling clips and some context from the past 50 years to kind of bring you up to speed. Obviously, you can't get the wrestling, context for the past 50 years in a 2, 3, 4, 5-minute video, but they got really damn close. It was very hype, and it all led up to Triple H announcing the debut of WWE programming on Netflix. What are your thoughts, Darius?
Yeah, I liked it. What is there to describe that you haven't already, bro? You went scene for scene.
I did, but they also kind of talked about their new partnership with Netflix. They talked about the other shows on Netflix, like the Squid Game season 2 is relevant, so they talked about it. They talked about
I can't wait for the Akira Tozawa ad with Squid Games and then Otis. The way they did Ruffles.
Oh, they're gonna have Otis out in like the purple suit. They're gonna have Akira in the green jumpsuit. But then The Rock came out afterwards after Triple H's speech and thanked a bunch of people.
Triple H makes sense. Not Triple H. Triple H Rock makes sense because they're wrestling guys. But going forward, like, I don't want them to do a thing like WCW did and had like celebrity openers. Like, if they're promoting a movie, a Netflix original they're trying to hype up, I don't want them to bring a celebrity to open up the show like all the time. Like this is SNL or some shit.
Right. Or to a lesser extent, whenever they're doing the weekly celebrity guest hosts for Monday Night Raw, they don't do that. But they had celebrities
that period
spackled in and out throughout the show. I kind of like that. It kind of brings it up to speed.
It was to be expected.
Yeah, but it makes it feel more like a traditional sport, like the UFC and other just the MMA, that have.
Yeah. You kind of feel like these ones were paid to come here,
There are some celebrities there though for the love. Macaulay Culkin loves wrestling, got a big pop. His brother Kieran Culkin was there too. We keep seeing Vanessa Hudgens every single week. She loves wrestling. She loves wrestling. She talks about it every single week. I couldn't really think of the other ones, to be honest. Some of them were really notable.
Let's get started with the show, man.
Let's keep on. Once again, The Rock comes out, talks to the audience. Thanks to Netflix executives who are watching for the first time. Thanks to fans.
Yeah, he was real corporate.
He was very corporate.
He thanked Cody Rhodes.
Thanks, Cody Rhodes. He came out looking like the final boss, wearing the Versace, but he thanks Cody Rhodes. And then he hypes.
I was like, what's going on? I thought he was going to be part of a storyline, but he's just, he's just belly aching, just thanking everybody.
Just as his position on the board of TKO. So, because he just kind of doing his due diligence. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we see the final boss pop up a little bit.
Giving Cody Rhodes the flower.
People were saying this wasn't final boss Rock. This is a Chief Swaley.
Well, if you tuned into New Year's Evil a day afterwards, you got a little bit of the final boss kick in there. Tonight was strictly business, and he immediately starts hyping up Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa.
Tribal combat.
They
opened with, I thought it was going to be the main event.
I thought it was going to be the main event as well too.
But now they opened up with it. It was
I'm glad they opened up with that also.
Me too.
Yeah, I am too. I'm glad they opened up with it.
It was very hype. It was like a mini WrestleMania match with everyone running in there.
Yeah. I just want to say, like, the whole progression with Solo, because I remember the first time Roman hit an entrance on Solo, and Solo, like, couldn't even look him in the eye. To, like, yeah, we're going to sell this right now for the Hula Follow.
They came a long way. You had the old bloodline, the new bloodline run in. You had Cody Rhodes run in. It's because now he's in Monday Night Raw.
We had the old classic ref getting pulled out.
Absolutely.
I know you love that, Danny.
Had Kevin Owens run in there as well. Kevin Owens has a bit of beef with Cody Rhodes on SmackDown, so they kind of brought a bit of that to the Netflix newer fans.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Kevin Owens to there, but it makes sense.
Once Cody Rhodes gets involved, especially because Kevin still has his beef with the OG bloodline for all their interference and sort of dissent that they caused in the past 3 years.
Yeah, but he hasn't really been messing with them this whole time. He's been messing with Cody. I'm like, when is he going to hit someone on the blue line too? And now he finally did it.
That's one of those, the enemy of your enemy is my friend.
Which, if you're going to save it for, yeah, like I'm a mess him up on Netflix. The first episode on Netflix makes sense.
But they had a fantastic match, fantastic crowd, and Roman Reigns came out the victor of that one. How do you feel about that?
I was surprised that wasn't part of my prediction. I predicted Solo.
I thought Solo was gonna. I
predicted Reigns.
Danny predicted Reigns.
Danny predicted Roman Reigns.
But my second prediction almost came true too with The Rock.
The Rock coming out, crowning him the tribal chief. I was expecting some sort of turn from someone, either Paul Heyman, The Rock.
Nah, I wasn't getting the whole Paul Heyman vibe you were getting.
I was getting.
You were like, look how he's looking.
The past couple weeks, I think in the past with
New Bloodline put them through a table.
That's true.
Like, he was their wise man. He was forced to be their wise man whenever he first became the tribal chief.
With Paul Heyman, though, if you paid attention to him for the past 30 years, especially the past 20 years, if you go back to like
you're looking for cuts from 20
early SmackDown, well, just seeing the kind of personality that Paul Heyman is, he always goes where the money is. And maybe in this case, obviously, I guess you could say that the money wasn't with Solo, it was with Roman. But if at any point he saw that the money would have been with Solo, I promise you, Paul Heyman would have been there.
It could remind me of what happened with CM Punk. CM Punk was there.
That's true.
Yep.
But Brock Lesnar was the original.
No, Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam was. We're talking 30 years ago though. We're talking about 20 years ago. But Brock Lesnar, like he was the original. Brock Lesnar was the original Paul Heyman guy, and Paul Heyman turned his back on Brock Lesnar and teamed up with the Big Show back in the day. If you remember that, cost Brock Lesnar the championship, and not the first time, not the last time you'd see Paul Heyman turn his back on one of his clients, on one of his advocates, one of the people he advocates for. And I promise you,
it circles back to them.
Eventually circles. I feel like there's still something coming. I still feel something. This doesn't feel definitive. This doesn't feel over. And we'll see what happens with the bloodline in the next couple weeks.
You're saying over in terms of Paul Heyman? Just to be clear, in terms of Paul Heyman?
In terms of Paul Heyman.
I don't think he's going to turn on Roman.
Well, we'll see where that takes us.
Yeah, we'll see. After that, we got John Cena showing up. The start of the end, the beginning of the end.
The beginning of the Last Time Is Now tour. Came out and spoke of his
merged out already. I knew he would. Of
course. This is John Cena.
It's not a bad looking shirt.
Last.
Yeah, with the money.
Yeah, but then he had like the farewell tour, and I think he had LA. I feel like he's gonna make one for like each city.
Yeah, every city that he visits, I do feel they're gonna have an element of like, I was there. You're in Dallas.
Hell yeah, I would.
I would buy the hands.
I'd steal a chair, kind of like the last game at the ballpark in Arlington.
Yeah, the
Globe Field, Globe Life. The new one's Globe Field.
Anyway, he talked about his long, almost years tenure of not being able to win a one-on-one match in WWE. Talking about
he teased the Royal Rumble.
He did tease the Royal Rumble. Well, he said, everyone wants me in a world championship match at Mania. They want me to break that streak. I haven't earned it. I don't deserve it. There's no path to me being in championship contendership unless I win the Royal Rumble. And announced that he's declared for the 2025 Royal Rumble already.
There's part of me like being like deep in the trenches nerd about wrestling, as we feel like that was a shot at Dave Meltzer already kind of like revealing that John Cena is going to win the Royal Rumble. I feel like he mentioned this and he's not going to win it.
Yeah.
Like just to make a dig at Dave Meltzer.
Well, those wrestling
That's just a conspiracy theory of mine.
a little bit, but those wrestling personalities, those wrestling reporters, the back scene guys, they always think they know everything. In 2025, I think they've lost a little bit of just credibility.
It's because it was John Laurinaitis. That was his source.
That would have been
Y'all heard it from me here first.
Okay,
Dave Meltzer's source was John Laurinaitis when he got kicked out because of the sex scandal. Hey, that's whenever it happened, right? He wasn't getting nothing right after that.
That's true. He wasn't getting much. Or if he
Clear as day.
If he was getting something, it would be wrong info, and then whatever event was happening, whatever match happened, he'd be obscenely wrong. And obscenely wrong. And he doesn't know what's going on with John Cena in 2025, and hopefully I would like to see Cena win the Royal Rumble, get big match John, get that 2000.
I could picture him winning.
I could see him, but in all honesty, I don't think he will win the Royal Rumble. But I think he might win the
Elimination
Chamber. I think he might.
John Cena doing the Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, if he doesn't win the Royal Rumble, I win the Elimination.
Who does he go for? What do you think he goes for?
Whoever
Cody.
The winner doesn't.
No, I mean in general, I mean more of like a news story here, because I know Roman Reigns, he entered for the Royal Rumble.
John.
I think so too. I was gonna say I could see him going for Gunther, going for a championship he hasn't won ever. He's won the WWE Championship several times. I don't think he's anything to prove.
Also, another question: where the hell is Gunther? I feel like I haven't seen him in like 3 weeks.
He made a promo. He's like working out in Germany.
He made a promo. Was he at the Netflix premiere? I think he was in the audience, no?
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't in the audience. Nowhere to be seen this week.
He's working out.
Tomorrow, hopefully, episode of Raw that pops up tomorrow. Hopefully we see Gunther, because he's the heavyweight champion of the flagship show now. You want to see the heavyweight champion of the flagship show pop up every single week, show his dominance, show why he's the flag bearer, show why he's the main event of Monday Night Raw. Hopefully we see that tomorrow. All right, following up.
Where was Cody during Survivor Series? You want to talk about a world champion that needs to show up? Can they show up for the pay-per-views? I digress.
That's valid. You know what? That's a valid.
Moving on. Yeah.
Circling back.
You should show the PLEs, right?
Yes.
Where the hell is the World Heavyweight Champion on Monday Night Raw's debut on Netflix?
That's not PLE.
I'm giving him shit.
That's not
You're
PLE.
Gunther any shit for that.
Is Survivor Series not one of the big four?
It is one of the big four, but I'm just saying.
And the WWE, not the new one, World Heavyweight, the WWE Championship was not on Survivor Series. When's the last time that happened?
That's a good question. But you know what? We'll see who pops up at the Royal Rumble or not.
Next match. We have the Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley.
It's a Cody hate for no reason.
Anyway,
it's valid Cody hate.
It's valid.
This was another wrong prediction by me. I had Liv winning.
I had Liv winning as well with some.
Winning. Let's go.
Well, Liv Morgan is at Dirty Dom on her side for a couple months now. He's paid dividends. He's helped her with that championship.
Liv's entire reign was just spoiling Rhea.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But, when Rhea Ripley was champion and Dirty Dom was on her side, Dominic Mysterio paid dividends for her. She won decisively at times, but there were other times where Dirty Dom was the reason she won. So, I thought that would have been rolling into Liv Morgan's reign as well. And it did for a couple months, but Rhea Ripley got the better of the Judgment Day as a whole that night and was able to recapture the championship.
I feel like this was a smart move to have Rhea go over.
Why?
Liv Morgan. Because Liv Morgan's entire thing was her revenge story. Don't you think she completed that already?
Well, don't you think Rhea has wrestled every single woman on the roster?
Uh-huh.
And let's see, not as champion. I want to see Liv as a champion do championship programs with other people. Like her against Io Sky was real good. I was like, I want to see more of that. Like, I want to see some new faces. Now we're going to have Rhea again, and who's she going to wrestle?
Rhea, I will say Rhea is a very dominant champion. They like her prominence. She's a very big superstar. They want their big superstars winning. In 2025, though, Rhea Ripley being a dominant champion might get a little stale. I personally feel like the whole Live Revenge tour feud against Rhea Ripley got very stale. Now, Rhea Ripley winning the title, I do like that. I do like Rhea Ripley winning the championship. Only from a perspective of hoping that they both go and move on and do different things. Hopefully they pull a surprise on us and Rhea Ripley maybe loses the championship sooner than you might think.
But here's the thing. Previous Rhea was Judgment.
That's right.
The more interesting Rhea Ripley.
This is solo Ripley. What can she do on her own?
We're gonna see. We're gonna see what she can do on her own.
I thought this was Terror Twin.
This is Terror Twin Rhea Ripley.
Terror Twin was like,
but Damien wasn't out there.
Other than like 2-minute segments that they had together, like what has Damien
together, like
intergender tag team matches.
Well, I mean, like from an interference perspective.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it was
well, she would run in and save them from like JD McDonough and Carlito. And
no, but I mean, like, after I think it was Crown Jewel or one of the PLEs, like around that time in the post show, Damian Priest was like, she's dealing with her own shit because like we're two different genders, we have two different rosters to take care of.
I'm gonna tell you right now, to me, post show is non-canon. They say all kinds of stuff on post shows.
Well, anyway, after the match, you had Undertaker going out and coming out to his American Badass music with his motorcycle.
Do you feel like that stole the moment?
I don't think so.
I feel like for me,
me and my kids were like, "Oh, it's the Undertaker." We stopped thinking about.
I feel like it stole the moment. I feel a little bit because why was Undertaker out celebrating? Just stealing Rhea's moment. She's out there trying to celebrate. She won her big championship. Not to take away against the Undertaker. He's very important to Raw lore. He's very important to Raw's history. I feel like that could have been a segment following. But one could say that him coming out there and celebrating with Rhea afterwards, posing together, kind of in a way, passing the torch, so to speak, giving her flowers. That being said, I do think it was a little random and it could have been placed better.
Maybe if you would have did that with Damian Priest, but Damian Priest wasn't on the show.
Damian Priest was not on the show. But Legend Pack night, I feel like they kind of had to cram him in there. It was a little jarring.
He was the main event of the very first Monday Night Raw.
Yes, he was. Because Damien Demento?
I don't know.
It was a Damien something. It was against a Damien.
Well, that's jarring.
That is jarring. That is
now we have a Damien now that
isn't even on the card.
Is a version of Undertaker.
Anyway, afterwards they had the...
Oh, yeah, and I don't know if this is, like, something playing tricks on me, but his American Badass theme used to be Limp Bizkit, right?
No, okay, so he had two themes. He came out to Rolling by Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
When he came back as... I think it's when he originally came back in 2001 from his injury. In 2000. 2000, when he came back as the American Badass. And then... he had a song with he had that Kid Rock song, American Badass, and I feel like there was a third one, Dead Man Walking. He had like 3 songs, but Limp Bizkit wouldn't license. I personally like Rolling a lot more. It's a better theme. Kid Rock is lame. Even 2025.
Yeah,
honestly, I agree. It should have been Rolling by Limp Bizkit.
There you go.
But I just want to iterate. Rhea Ripley is champion. I do like her. Me personally, I think her and Liv don't give each other the best matches. So hopefully the feud is over now.
And they both move on.
I feel like this was a great match.
It was good. I would say it's a good match to end.
It was definitely their best match. Yeah.
I agree.
I don't know. I like SummerSlam.
That was a good... well, for me, it was kind of, at the very least, it's their best match in a way that Rhea overcomes Judgment Day, overcomes Dominic Mysterio, gives Dominic Mysterio the ass beating he deserves, and hopefully they both move on and they both move different, do different things. Anyway, following up with that, we got the Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre match. Jey Uso came out with Travis Scott, try to pass him the blunt.
Yep.
Unexpected moment. Unexpected moment that could have ended very differently.
Oh, stop. bingo section on that entire entrance. And a buddy of mine, we were playing bingo, and one of the cues was if they were gonna start playing Fiend in the stadium. Soon as Travis Scott came out, Fiend, Fiend, Fiend. Dude, we're hyping up. We were fucking jamming out.
It was a full circle moment for me because I was hyped to see him. You were hyped to see him. I remember we were watching the Super Bowl, the one at the Georgia Dome.
I remember.
Whenever they teased SpongeBob.
They teased
Sweet Victory by SpongeBob. And then he came out and we were pissed.
Yeah, people were fucking mad.
We were pissed.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh shit.
Now it's Travis Scott. He's been Jey Uso. Let's go.
What did you think of the match?
I loved the match. I wish they had more time. That was definitely a pay-per-view style match. The way it ended, very, very Jey Uso-esque. They call him main event Jey Uso, but at times I don't think he can hang with the big boys like Drew McIntyre, like the CM Punks, like the Gunthers of Monday Night Raw.
He shouldn't, but he always beats them.
Yeah, he shouldn't, but he always does. And he got that pass.
It shocked me. I wasn't expecting this.
I wasn't expecting it either. Drew McIntyre is such a big, imposing, multiple
and
times.
He was talking about taking down the whole bloodline.
He can't even start.
He gets stopped at Jay.
At the first one, but multiple-time world champion Drew McIntyre rolled up by main event Jey Uso. Yeah. What does this mean for Jey?
I'm not saying that Jay's a nobody, but it's the fact that he's only fought 2 of them, and there's like 8 people because he wants to fight New Bloodline too.
Eventually, he wants
to fight all of them.
No, he just wants to fight solo.
Well, Tama and Jacob aren't going to let him just fight solo.
Yeah, Jacob loves solo.
That is true.
I love you so.
Like, he wants all of them, and he's only fought 2, and he's already lost.
I love you solo.
Like, where does he go now?
Where does Drew McIntyre go from there?
I don't know.
Drew McIntyre stocks are at an all-time low, I will say.
Yeah.
I can't help but feel like he's just stuck in a dead end with the bloodline. But he puts himself in these dead ends. He gets himself stuck in these dead ends, trying to get revenges and trying to go for, just vendettas that.
Yeah, the past 3 years has been vendettas against people.
Yeah, but then whenever he's winning, he'll like taunt and gloat. And they've done this multiple times. It's like Palpatine at this point. Keep trying to use the lightning on these Jedi and getting it reversed on them.
I'm hoping in 2025 Drew McIntyre learns his lesson, and when he finally learns that revenge doesn't suit him, or he's wasting his time these dead end goals, maybe we can see him at the end of the year as world champion,
or in a tag team with Sheamus. But speaking of all-time low stocks, Hulk Hogan pops up, and man, I had a feeling this was going to happen.
If you are privy to the kind of person Hulk Hogan has been portrayed as in the past 10 years behind the media, a lot of his more controversial statements, a lot of his controversial positions, no brainer. And him trying to come out and promote his Real American beer, that was a disaster waiting to happen. Everyone here saw it coming. Everyone here saw Hulk Hogan getting a boot. I personally didn't see it being that loud, that prevalent.
Yeah,
because it's a wrestling event, and people, Hulk Hogan's, if you were to be from a objective standpoint, Hulk Hogan would be one of the top 5 wrestlers, in terms of importance in WWE.
Yeah, if not the biggest.
So to see him booed like that was very interesting, but I would not say undeserved.
Watch him start a new promotion with Vince.
Real America.
But that's another story. That's for another episode.
That is for another episode here. Well, anyway, the large segment of the booze covered by...
Or Jimmy Hart. He brought Jimmy Hart.
It brought the mouth of this. They booed Jimmy Hart too. That one kind of hurt. I will say that one kind of hurt because I like Jimmy Hart. But in the days following, a bunch of news media outlets picked that up. Picked up Hulk Hogan getting booed.
They're off. They're off about the reason because Undertaker didn't get booed.
Yeah, Undertaker didn't get booed.
People love Undertaker.
Yeah, people love the Undertaker, regardless of political stance, regardless of objective views. Undertaker.
People were sick of Hulk Hogan's shit before this. Well, if
you remember his whole nonsense with Gawker Media that kind of exposed a lot of his more racist standpoints, a lot of his weird.
It's that and the stupid ass lies he says.
Oh yeah,
these embellished stories.
Embellished stories about being good friends with wrestlers who frankly, by the end of their lives, didn't want anything to do with them, and unfortunately have passed
You
away.
mentioned one.
Yeah,
Randy Savage.
Randy
They
Savage.
still booed him.
Randy Savage hated his guts at the end of their time.
I think he made a diss track about
We patched things up, brother. I don't think
He
so.
made a diss track.
Made a diss track about Hogan. Invoking the names of good wrestlers who have passed away who would frankly not want anything to do with them in big 2025.
Also, someone let us know if you want to do a Randy Savage live album reaction from us. We'll listen to the whole thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Leave a comment. Just let us know if you want to.
And we get to the main event finally.
Get to the main event. A big Monday Night Raw already. Action packed, star celebrity filled, and it just ends with CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Amazing match. They've had a year and a year.
Don't say Seth Rollins' best fit.
I would be. It's up there. Especially like
better than the yellow polka dots.
All his fits are the best.
Well, I think I'll say this several times in like the later episode, but I always will love his 2015 SummerSlam White Ranger fit. He looked clean.
I'm still waiting for him to go out in pages of Becky Lynch's book. Like Becky Lynch did.
You can't read it.
Seth Rollins could do it. That's his wife.
That's his wife. That's the man. That's the man of the relationship, the marriage.
Why not?
Why not?
At least like the cover.
Well, anyway,
or the author's note section.
Action-packed match. They had them hitting each other's finishers. Several fake outs.
I thought this was great until towards the end, whenever you like are worried that they both have concussion.
Yeah, they're both injured. You start getting confident because they're both very injury prone wrestlers.
It got stiff. It got very stiff,
and they already don't like each other. So maybe they're professionals, but maybe
I didn't think that was real, real heat. But
apparently,
I felt like there was some animosity in these blows. You see Seth Rollins bleeding. It looked like CM Punk had a concussion. I don't know.
And, Seth Rollins busting out his big moves, his Falcon Arrow, he's busting out his Buckle Bomb, several curb stomps. Wasn't enough to put away CM Punk away.
It's never enough.
It's never enough. CM Punk came back, was able to turn around and hit his go to sleep for the last time. Kind of clean 1, 2, 3 on CM Punk.
Man.
Barn burner of a match.
It was a great show.
Great show all around.
It's one of the ones where the predictions, it could have went either way. I had no idea with this one, which is what made it so exciting.
Me neither. I feel like either way, like these matches could have gone either way.
Like you could see storylines with the other match. Like, I could see it makes sense this one, or if it happens, then this one.
Like I could have seen Drew McIntyre win. I could have seen him win and kind of continue go against the Bloodline, which he might do. I could see Seth Rollins winning, getting the better of CM Punk, continuing because this feud's going to continue. There's too much money in the in these guys to only have one match. They have some pretty good chemistry too.
You think like the feud's going to continue like right now or later on?
I think tomorrow, the next episode.
I thought the whole thing was
one and done.
I'm not interested. You don't have the belt anymore.
I could see
you know what I mean? CM Punk saying that.
I could see him say something like that. That being
said, he already has. It's just Seth is like, no, we're going to sell this. I'm like, all right, so y'all go get a title, maybe keep them apart a little bit.
But then where does that leave them for WrestleMania? Is the very good question. They have really good chemistry together. And CM Punk still wants that WrestleMania main event that he hasn't had in his...
It's not happening this year.
Long tenure. There's WrestleMania.
Main event ain't happening this year.
Well, I would say WrestleMania is a little up in the air right now, especially with speculation of whether The Rock or not will compete.
There you go with the speculation.
It's speculation. No one really knows.
There are people that know. Triple H says that he has the main event pinned down.
But as fans, as just normal consumers of the
you're trying to paint it as The Rock is being non-committal.
I wouldn't say that because The Rock hasn't promised the fans anything just yet. He hasn't promised them what's going to happen.
Well, you said it on the last episode.
I did say that. But at the same time, you know what? I won't double back. I won't, I'm going to double down on my statements. Listen, we don't know what The Rock's plans are. And I know he wanted his match against Roman Reigns. I know last year he fell in love with Cody Rhodes a little bit in the ring. Would like another match with him. Would like an actual one-on-one match. But because we just don't know. It might be a little too early in the WrestleMania season still. Where, what direction is this going?
And good chance he might not even be on it.
Right.
Except for maybe just showing up.
I could see that. But and it's like, what direction is WrestleMania going on? And do any of these directions have a CM main event? With this being John Cena's last year, I doubt it. I doubt there's room for a CM Punk main event. But we'll see.
You're talking about Final Night main event.
Final Night main event. Real main event.
Could we see the final WrestleMania match between Cena and The Rock?
Nah.
I wouldn't be able to see that.
Nice.
At WrestleMania?
At WrestleMania, their final WrestleMania. How many matches have they had? Like,
they've had two WrestleMania main event matches.
but like, imagine
Cena's
Cena's last WrestleMania is against The Rock.
I think with that, I think it's like a been there, done that kind of deal. We've seen Cena versus Rock, and we've seen Cena versus Rock. We saw Cena versus Rock once in a lifetime, and then we saw Cena versus Rock for the WWE.
And those were long matches.
One would say that second main event match is what put a sour taste in CM Punk's mouth about not getting the main event at WrestleMania.
That's true.
Because the one at WrestleMania 28, CM Punk was WWE champion.
Yeah, you're right.
And he didn't get that main event. Rock Cena main evented over it.
Cena Rock main event confirmed. Not Cena Rock. I say CM Punk Rock.
CM Punk. Yeah, there you go. Or in 29, CM Punk, top of the world, still champion, but then got picked over and then ended up, I guess you could say, consolation prize against The Undertaker.
We're going to move on to SmackDown now.
Let's do it.
Oh, man.
Let's see.
I was wondering, I was like, what's going to happen on this show after Raw? Like, they're going to try to do some crazy. It was a good show overall.
It was a good show.
It wasn't up there with Raw. Let me go over it first before I just start shitting on this whole thing.
Okay. Yeah, let's agree. Let's go there.
All right. We got Paul Heyman. Your big twist reveal villain of the year.
Who saw that one coming?
He's talking to Cody Rhodes, and I thought he was about to start glazing Cody Rhodes too. I'm like, what's happening? Is the bloodline just like, is this their
Cody Rhodes?
You know the whole joke about Elvis Presley in Hawaii, how they love that's their white guy. I was like, is Cody Rhodes about to be the bloodline's Elvis Presley right now?
His wife.
And now he just said, hey, Roman wants his belt back, man.
He won the Ula Fala. He wants his championship back. He's entering into the Royal Rumble. Star-studded already.
Yeah. I wonder what number he comes in as.
Oh, in any case, they exchanged words. Cody, it's like, if Roman wins, I'm here to take him on. I'll see him at WrestleMania. Kevin Owens comes out, of course, because he's got his feud with Cody Rhodes. Interviews a little bit. Talks about the past events on Monday Night Raw. Once again, some animosity there, and they have a bit of a scuffle there. They have a bit of a fight, him and Cody, and then the rest of the bloodline
The new bloodline
comes out. It's fucked.
Yeah. Jimmy comes in there, rescues him. I was hoping this would be done, them fighting. I want to see them talk it out. But it kind of seems like there's going to be some tag team matches.
I can see that.
Anyone have any quick predictions as when Roman is going to come out in the Rumble?
I could see him being 1 or 2.
I could see him being either 1 or 2. 15 to mirror Cody Rhodes.
Bro, the whole roster has beef with Roman. If he comes out there, they're just gonna jump him.
That's what I'm saying. So he's either gonna come out 1 or 2. 15 to mirror Cody Rhodes last year Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Or
how'd you remember that?
30th.
That's some glaze level remembering.
You remember Cody's interest number? Do you have it tattooed on you?
Yeah. It's on YouTube. I saw it 2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
Well, 2 weeks ago. And I was like, dude, I love the Royal Rumble. The whole beginning with Jimmy and Jay and shit. And then the ending with CM Punk, fucking Gunther,
Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes.
I was like, dude, this is a fucking fantastic one. That's the only reason why I saw it.
I saw it too. I skimmed over it because I remember seeing it last year. I just kind of skimmed over it. So
he's either 1 or 2, 15 or 30.
I could see 1 or 2.
I see him in the top 20. I mean, like in the high 20.
I could see 1 or 2 just as an excuse because I don't think Roman Reigns is going to win the Royal Rumble.
Maybe 28 might come out.
Is that a bad luck number? Is that one of the bad luck numbers?
No, there are a few numbers that no one has wanted. Shit, they might put him in one of those. Like, what was the first time anyone won from number fucking 7 or whatever that won the World War?
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. I don't see him winning though.
Where did John Cena?
I think he comes out. I see John Cena 15.
Yeah,
I could see John Cena.
I can see him in the 10s.
I can see John Cena 10s too.
Some SmackDown. Zendaya.
After that segment, first match on SmackDown is the Women's United States Championship with Chelsea Green defeating Michin via pinfall. Once again, that's a rematch from their original championship defense for the crowning of the first women's champion.
Yeah, isn't she beefing with someone else though?
Chelsea Green?
Yes,
she's beefing with Michin, but no, someone else on top of that.
Yeah, this isn't the current feud. Someone else is after her.
Was it Piper Niven?
No, Piper Niven's.
Oh, okay. Well, I think
for now.
Well, she's women's.
It's Candice LeRae, I think.
Wasn't? Oh yeah. She was beefing with Candice LeRae.
Well, we're gonna see.
It was Candice LeRae and the other chick that got released a few weeks back. I always.
But isn't this Michin's third match?
I think this is a third match with Chelsea Green.
Yeah, because they had the dumpster match, they had the championship match, and
this match here. Well, hopefully this puts Michin in the back burner.
The big back attack.
Yeah, because she's already lost 3 times to Chelsea Green. You can't just keep getting championship matches. You lost, get to the back of the line. We'll see who comes next.
I guess Michin is also 0-5 in championship match. Yeah, this one being her 5th loss for a championship match.
That's right. Didn't she compete against Nia Jax a couple weeks back too? So not championship level contention here from
good track record
from Michin. I think at this point, if I'm Nick Aldis, I stop giving her championship opportunities. Unfortunately, to her detriment. She's a good competitor, but you can't see
once she perfects the big back attack. It's over for the week. It's gonna be like Wemby.
Nia Jax is lucky that she's not champion anymore. Michin won.
Well, this is a whole different belt.
After
Los Garza.
After that, we got Los Garza defeating the Pretty Deadly. Man,
good riddance.
When are we gonna get some
good riddance?
Speaking of people who can't get victories, we're gonna get some W's from
They're
the
not
Deadly
to get.
I love
the.
Dude, honestly, I love science. This match. When was the last time Pretty Deadly even had a match?
That's a good question. They've had a lot of backstage segments.
Some multi-team ladder match somewhere last year.
They at Mania they weren't even part of they weren't even part of the match. They were just part of the pre-promo to discuss the rules of the ladder match and how they were going to split up the undisputed tag team title.
Hey, that doesn't matter now. We have 3 hours SmackDown. We're going to see them a couple more times.
We'll talk about that a little bit later too. I have some words about the
musical still.
Yeah. Anyway, afterwards, you got the United States Championship match with LA Knight beating Shinsuke Nakamura via disqualification. The new Bloodline paying him back for, not showing them the best of respect backstage. Telling them to take a hike. And
does this feud need the United States Championship? I feel like give it to Andrade or Melo.
Are you talking about LA Knight versus Shinsuke?
Yeah, I kind of don't want to see either two of these right now. These two guys right now.
Like in general or as part of like a championship match? Do you think they're a little in 2025?
They could take a break.
Oversaturated. Well, Shinsuke Nakamura, I will say.
He has been.
He just came back.
He gets more and more Japanese every time I see him.
I was going to say that every time they bring him back, he's got new presentation. He's got elevated presentation. When he came back against Seth Rollins when he was part of Monday Night Raw.
Is that his secret? He just needs to
go
back to his roots? Get more Japanese?
Yeah, if you remember when he competed against Seth Rollins for the world title 2 years ago, came back very Japanese.
He stopped speaking English or trying to speak English.
Ever since his loss to AJ Styles at WrestleMania, I just feel like he hasn't been championship level or main event level talent that everyone wants to see. That being said, though, United States champion got the better of LA Knight a couple weeks ago and got the better of him tonight, for better or for worse. And
Shinsuke got the better of LA.
No, LA won that fight.
well, I mean more of in a sense of who's
He just
champion.
popped him at the end.
He just so happened to still be champion. He still got out with the gold.
He's
We'll
gonna. Nah, that's too much of a callback with Tama Tonga and him in New Japan. I don't think they're gonna mention anything like that.
Well, Triple H likes wrestling a bit more than the previous booker.
Yeah, but that's a deep cut. But I could see him doing a couple matches with the Bloodline.
I can see that too.
Someone has to do matches with them now.
It looks like LA Knight is kind of getting sucked into the new Bloodline vortex. Kind of the same way that people used to be upset that they'd get sucked into the Judgment Day vortex in 2023. You just get stuck in like these, just nonsense dead end tag team matches.
Nah, man, it's not gonna be dead end. There's gonna be a way to keep it interesting. Do you think Paul Heyman also does, like branching storylines for new Bloodline, along with the old Bloodline members?
No,
I wouldn't see that. At least not with new Bloodline. He wouldn't stick with new Bloodline.
yeah,
I feel like behind the scenes, he does more than just Bloodline storyline.
Probably, I could see that. They like him getting involved. He's a good storyteller.
Oh man, I love him, man. I love DCW.
Me too. I like the early SmackDown, 2003
Shit.
SmackDown.
Come on, man. That's our era.
That's our times. Ruthless aggression.
Speaking of tag team,
Speaking of tag teams, we got the Motor City Machine Gun defeating A-Town Down Under.
I'm still like, man, that's Chris Sabin on my screen.
Yeah, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley. In 2020, 20 years later,
They're on my screen, and AJ Styles is crazy.
That is.
Did you see his tweet?
AJ's?
Yeah.
I haven't had the opportunity. What did he say?
I believe someone made a post on X hoping that his recovery is good, and he like quoted and replied and said, honestly, I'm going through my hardest time right now.
I will say, AJ's gone up a little bit old. He's gone.
This is supposed to be his final year too, I believe.
Older. He's just okay. I pulled it up now. He said, "I'll be honest, this injury is challenging." Hopefully, that doesn't mean that the recovery isn't going well. Trials and tribulation. AJ Styles he's in the past 5 years, he's gotten a little injury prone. How many times do you get to see him without there being an extended leave of absence due to injury?
But not to get on that too much with depression. We got Motor City Machine Gun. Yeah. They got to win. You want to talk about a tag team that you don't want to see a lot of? A-Town Down Under. God, oh man.
Get them off your screen.
Yeah, get them off the screen.
Get them off the screen.
Separate they've been faithful. They I feel like they do kind of deserve a dub one day.
One day. I don't think together though.
Oh yeah, they keep teasing the breakup.
They keep teasing the breakup.
Yeah. And I'm like, really, they're going to go to WrestleMania with this one. It feels like some of these storylines, they drag too long. Like, I like long-term storytelling, and then there's some stories where you got to, like, flip the page whenever it's hot.
Whenever, like
Otis and Gable gets dropped and restarted. A-Town Down Under breaking up.
They keep,
getting teased.
Well, the problem is the tease is the same tease for the past 3 months. AJ
felt longer.
Grayson Waller screws Austin over in a way. They kind of
runs away. Grayson running away while the other Austin's getting beat up, or vice versa.
And it's like, is this gonna happen? Are we doing this or not? Are we doing this? Austin Theory is a very charismatic character. When he became champion a couple 3 years ago, they stripped away a lot of his good aspects. I loved when he was doing the selfie gimmick.
You know what they should do? They should have what's their show called?
Austin Theory.
Grayson Waller effect. Big E comes out while they're fighting, like, take it from me if you saw Raw. My best friends turned just like y'all. Y'all don't want to be like them. And then they're going to be like, you know what? It's your fault, Big E. And I want to see, like, a whole bunch of, like, have DIY almost break up and then turn on Big E. Have a... Just have this running gag of the whole tag team division. We see it now, New Day. Like, have the whole tag team roster hate Big E,
like, screw Big,
and no one else gets it. Hey, tell me that ain't a good story. Are you feeling it, Danny?
I feel. I see the vision.
I think that'd be funny.
I see where this
you.
would go.
I feel like people would hate it though, but like I see it. It could be fun.
Well, anyway, Tiffany Stratton. Moving on to the next segment. Tiffany Stratton having her big women's championship celebration. Very well deserved celebration after cashing in on Nia Jax on last week's first episode of SmackDown for the New Year. And it got followed up with a bunch of ladies trying to get the one over on Tiffany Stratton. It came out Nia Jax, obviously disgruntled about getting cashed in on for someone who she trusted. Naomi, Bianca Belair, Bayley throwing their hats in. I could beat you, Tiffany Stratton, but who came out on top?
Yeah. This actually threw me off. I thought she celebrated it last week or like a couple weeks before, and then I was like, no, that was Chelsea Green.
That was Chelsea Green.
I was like, wow, we have 2 new women champions.
Yep.
And also on Raw, there's,
new women's champion.
I mean, we've seen Rhea before, but
and we glazed over
2 like first time champions on SmackDown with Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton. It's different. I'm like, wow, they could basically do anything. The women's division in SmackDown.
Well, in general, they have a lot of good women's talent on SmackDown that was showcased during this. And then after that celebration,
Can you check the time on this podcast? Yeah, we had weird feedback on our headphones at 53.
Okay, we're doing good time.
I said 30 minutes, bro.
I know, but
oh yeah.
Really?
You know what? Yeah, it's better for sure.
That's better. We're doing better there.
With the amount of times that we've had,
Especially with it being Monday on the first Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
There was a lot to talk about. Well, anyway, after that segment, after them getting into each other, and after Tiffany Stratton getting the best of them, there was a number 1 contendership match. Bayley, won that fatal 4-way, was able to hit Naomi with the Rosebud, was able to get the better of Nia Jax and Bianca Belair, and is not going to be competing for the women's championship. Bayley, once again in championship contention, year after year. How do you feel about that, Darius?
I wouldn't say it's year after year.
Well, 2024, she was competing. She won the title at WrestleMania.
I'm okay with it because we haven't seen her a lot with Tiffany Stratton.
There's a story to be told. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Bayley have a bit of an absence in the later part of 2024?
Yeah, she went away because she was such a big part. Everyone probably got a break, probably got healthier.
And
I was excited to see her storyline with Damage Control because it was built up for so long. But it's like, I've seen those 2 together a lot, if not wrestling each other, wrestling with each other. So that's why this doesn't necessarily like have. It feels fresh, even though it's Bayley wrestling for the main championship. It still feels fresh because with Tiffany Stratton.
New feud, new wrestler, someone whose moveset she hasn't really.
Plus, we know she's not beating Tiffany. Come on now. Tiffany's first title defense is going to be a lot.
Well, Tiffany has an amazing look to her, amazing gimmick. It's Tiffany time. She's athletic. She's the ideal champion. You want to keep a championship on someone like Tiffany Stratton for a very long time. So I could see this one, bro. They didn't mention when she would be getting her championship match. Obviously I could see it at the Royal Rumble, Bayley versus Tiffany. And I could see that as the beginning of a feud. I could see them doing that for Elimination Chamber as well.
Off topic, what do you think of Tiffany Stratton's finisher? Being the whole like triple jump on the turnbuckle, and Jacob Fatu also.
I obviously like the way she does it. She's very athletic.
Yeah, I like hers.
I mean,
Jacob's looks cool because he's so big.
They both look cool. There's very few times in wrestling where several wrestlers have the same finish. I know a lot of wrestlers love to adopt the super kick. They never really adopt it as like a finisher, but a lot of them, kind of end up doing it, so much so that there's wrestlers who do super kicks and they do them on each other. I think that was a bit of a meme. She does an amazing one. What
do you think about both of them doing it?
I think it's okay because they're placed differently. They're obviously in different divisions. They're different. She's main event women's talent. Jacob Fatu, he isn't the main event.
Yeah, but also she's been here longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he came in last year and he's doing that.
Also, does he have another finisher besides that one?
He has all kind of moves. I mean, it's been so long seeing him in the singles match.
Yeah.
Like, what do you consider his finisher, honestly?
It's like Gunther. Like how Gunther has he doesn't really have a set finisher, but he'll do powerbomb. Anything with Gunther,
he has the powerbomb into the sleeper hold, bro.
There you go. But with Gunther, you could see anything really being his.
He doesn't have a cool finisher like the Gunther.
That's true. Well, maybe you see that in 2025. Maybe they ask him to expand the moveset, or maybe he does it of his own accord. Jacob Fatu is a very athletic man for his height, for his size.
I just feel like the moonsault kind of just looks a little. I feel like the moonsault looks a little weird on a guy with Jacob's build. You know?
Well, it looks like something that you don't expect. Something that that's what makes it impressive.
Exactly. So like, if he had like a more traditional, if he had like a power bomb or some type of like slam, I'd be like, I can see it. But every time I see Jacob Fatu do a moonsault, I'm like, I feel like that shouldn't be his fit.
Well, I mean, since he's bigger, it looks like he's crushing him.
Tiffany gets more hype though.
Yeah, but it's the same. Like
Tiffany's looks flashier.
Who would you rather land on, Rey Mysterio or Bronson Reed?
About the tsunamis.
I mean, yeah, no.
Yeah, but who is higher?
You're right.
You know what I mean,
we're talking about like flashiness versus like effectiveness, and I feel like for Jacob, his is a little too flashy for his like moveset. I feel like he needs like a Gunther powerbomb. He needs something like he needs like a spirit. The pop-up Samoan drop, I fucking love the pop-up Samoan drop. I feel like that should be his finisher. Or like
that move never finishes anybody.
That's true. Well, that's because it's like his signature move. It's his signature move, but it's not his finisher. You know?
Yeah.
So he needs more single matches first off.
He does need more single matches.
Yeah.
But he's been positioned as such a powerful opponent, just unovercomable opponent. I guess they want to avoid putting him in singles matches because of it.
Just to go to an earlier match that we talked about, I think I could see an LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu match. But it being a new bloodline match, obviously there's going to be an interruption by the new bloodline. Or maybe Shinsuke is going to come back against LA Knight. There's going to be an interruption during that match. But I could see an LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu match.
There's a lot of opposition.
Would you feed LA Knight to Jacob Fatu?
I would.
I couldn't in good conscience feed him.
Why not?
What do you mean feed him?
Yeah, like put him on a Braun Breaker type run. Singles run.
Just have
Jacob or LA?
Jacob. I won't see an LA run. We just saw an LA run.
A Jacob Fatu run.
Like monster run.
Similar as
like Bronson Reed, but hopefully he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, no injuries.
Braun Breaker. I like Breaker better run than Bronson Reed.
Well, Bronson Reed kept getting injured.
That's true.
I mean, I was loving the Bronson Reed stuff.
I loved, but he got his foot injured, and then before that, he got like a leg injury.
Mm-hmm. If Jacob Fatu could have, which because he's part of the new bloodline, is never gonna happen. But if he could have a singles run, I would rather him have more of like a Braun Breaker type of run than a Bronson Reed run. Yeah, because Braun Breaker, well, I see a lot of similarities because they're pretty similar build, small, or not small, but like not Bronson Reed big, but, like smaller than Bronson Reed, but built as fuck.
He's not a monster type.
Yeah, he's not a monster, but he's a big dude.
You don't want Jacob Fatu to be a monster?
Oh, not a monster type.
Me neither.
But like, imagine
because he can talk. He can do promos.
Imagine if Jacob Fatu had a Braun Breaker kind of.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Oh, that'd be fucking
with the U.S. title. I could see
that shit up.
I could see him eventually pushing to like championship contention with that in the same way as Braun Breaker has.
I could see that shit too. I mean, shit. The old bloodline have like 17 championships on them. I could definitely see Jacob having the United States champion.
What's the mid card means, guys?
Mid card does, especially now that SmackDown is 3 hours, which I wanted to loop back to.
Yeah, we're about to see some of these tag teams break up. To fill out mid card.
we definitely need some more. It's Raw.
There is a lot of tag teams.
Raw with 3 hours, especially towards the end of Raw's 3 hour run. I liked it. They had a lot of they were able to showcase a lot of talent. For some reason, these first 2 episodes of SmackDown seem to have different growing pains. But those 3 hours, I feel like something's missing. Something in the mid card needs
It's
to be.
definitely more singles matches because who's a single fighter in the card?
Carmelo and Andrade.
LA and Shinsuke. Anyone else?
Jacob. I mean, he's in a group.
He's in a group, but I'm just being like a solo guy.
Apollo Crews.
All right, let's be honest. He's not getting up push anytime soon.
They usually get someone from the tag teams.
Well, and I will say for this show, they did showcase the tag team division good. They did showcase the ladies a bit more too. I feel like having Cody Rhodes open the show though.
Yep.
Kind of put him. He's the main event. Put him in the main event. Have him finish the match. People paid to see him. I always feel like having the main top talent at the end of the show kind of elevates a bit more. If you waiting, especially, do you remember like 20 years ago when you have Batista main event SmackDown? You're waiting all night to see him. You have to go through Simon Dean, Bobby Lashley, Finlay.
Yeah, but sometimes you want to give other people that like main event show.
Anyways, speaking about me.
Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso
versus Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga.
At first, it threw me off. I was like, "Wait a minute, that's Jimmy with Cody, not Jay."
Yeah,
that's right. Because despite your saying that the brand split is dead, the brand split is very much alive here. Main event Jay is on Monday Night Raw. He's not on SmackDown. So Cody Rhodes teaming up with Jimmy.
Jay has yet to do shit to help out the bloodline.
I don't think
he was not in the tribal combat. He wasn't here.
Well, remember the whole reason he left Raw to begin with because he was like, I'm done with the bloodline shit. I'm trying to go solo.
Wasn't he here last week? And him and Jimmy were protecting Sammy.
Well, Sammy's his dog though, and Sammy is also on Raw. So,
and I guess they did that like just because they were leading up to that debut episode of Netflix.
That's true.
So they probably had some inner promotional play because Drew McIntyre was also on last week's episode of SmackDown. I guess maybe they were a little harder about it this week.
I don't think the brand split is dead, but I think they're taking the brand split very liberal.
I'm gonna go a little different. I think this week's episode showcases that they're doing a better job of like, okay, these are SmackDown guys, no Raw guys on the show because there wasn't.
You can't have cross show promotion every week.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, just in general, I don't think it's dead, but I think they're tiptoeing that line between dead and not dead.
Well, anyway, eating my words here where I said Cody Rhodes wasn't in the main event. Obviously, he's here in the main event. Unfortunately for him, fortunately for other people on this podcast, in a losing effort where Jimmy takes the L for the team. Because Cody Rhodes got distracted and had to go fight with Kevin Owens.
The ending of this show was so hilarious. Rhodes and Owens just laying cuddled up in the wreckage of that table. Watching.
Dude, with how Kevin kind of went through the tables and landed on the floor, I think he actually got hurt, dude, because he landed sideways, and I think his ribs hit the floor first.
Oh,
I think that hurt a lot.
With the way Kevin Owens has taken a lot of hits in the past couple of years, whenever you see him something like that, you get a little nervous. You get a little pissed,
because he
got injured.
Obviously, Cody was supposed to kind of like tackle him or like pseudo spear him off of the equipment onto the tables and kind of do like a clean landing. But for some reason, Kevin kind of just like turned a little bit, and so when Cody tackled him, instead of going like shoulder or back first, he went like side first through the table.
Yeah,
and it didn't look like the table kind of broke like cleanly.
Yeah,
but like one side collapsed more than it just breaking and falling through. So the way Kevin fell, I felt that shit.
You felt queasy.
I was like, dude, I could not get up from that.
That's how collarbones are broken.
It kind of felt like Cody Rhodes was unsafe with him. And I'm starting to see that trend. Like whenever you work with Cody Rhodes,
Injuries happen.
injuries happen.
Injuries occur.
Who has gotten injured?
Seth Rollins, WrestleMania.
Seth Rollins was injured before.
It got worse. It got worse at WrestleMania.
Well, that's because Seth wouldn't fucking take a break to heal. He didn't want to miss WrestleMania.
All right.
You're gonna blame Cody on that?
To work with Cody, yes. Randy Orton.
It has nothing to do with that.
He was working with him.
They were both working with Cody. And then Kevin decided to turn heel.
Kevin was.
Yeah, but Randy got hurt. And now there's a chance Kevin Owens might be hurt working with Cody.
It's okay to ask questions.
Like, this is just the...
Oh, no.
This is just the first time. I just named 2 other ones.
And I debunked the other 2.
How are they debunked? They worked with Cody. I'm not saying Cody's injuring them. I'm just saying you work with Cody, you get injured.
Does it count as getting injured if you're already
you say Macbeth in the theater? Bad luck.
Seth was injured before.
Many such cases have been occurring.
The 3 of them were working together, and Kevin decided to turn heel and fuck up Randy Orton.
Patterns are being formed.
Anyone else? That's it.
That's it so far.
There's just too many. There's just too many.
That's 2024.
There's just too many to mention.
You gotta stay relevant, bro. We're talking about 2025.
Okay.
Well,
it's a new year and first weekend he's already injured. Let's see what happens week 2.
Who he injures next?
On the topic of Seth Rollins, we mentioned him a little bit earlier, a couple seconds ago as well.
Yeah, before we get into that, how would y'all grade Raw and SmackDown?
SmackDown, I'd give. I mean,
Which
Raw,
was the better show.
Raw
Right.
obviously was the better show. I would give Raw a 9. Absolute 9. Hopefully it doesn't go a little too high. I'd give it a 9.
I'd give it a 9. It felt like it was more for the casual fans.
But in a good way.
That was a spectacle.
It was a spectacle.
It was a great show. I loved everything about it, honestly. I mean, it probably didn't help that I was like 12 beers in watching it, but I thought it was a fucking 10. I thought it was a perfect 10. I love that episode. Maybe I need to go back and watch it while I'm sober, but we're doing a drinking game the entire time.
My only thing is it felt like it was a little too short, but they worked with what they had.
Felt too short?
It was 2 hours.
Well, I felt like
not enough matches.
A little more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
A lot of promos, not enough.
But if that's your first episode of any WWE content, it's a great way to start.
Well, what would y'all say is the ideal differential between matches and promos? Like 70% matches, 30% promos?
On weekly television, I want to go about 65-35. 35, promos. But that doesn't just have to be like wrestling promos, only introductory promos for upcoming talent.
So there were 4 matches on Raw?
Yeah.
Hmm.
How many promos?
There was can't even count. There was
one at the beginning.
There was one at the beginning.
We had Triple H. We had Rock.
Well, Triple H wasn't a promo. Triple H was just
a promo.
He was opening the show.
That was a promo.
I would say The Rock was more of a promo, but Triple H was opening the show.
Yeah, he gave a whole spill.
Okay,
he was cutting a promo.
Rock and Triple H have what, like a 20-minute promo, 15-minute promo that led into like a 35-minute match. Because I remember that shit ending, and I was like, "Holy crap!" It's 7:50.
Yeah, it's like we're almost down an hour. I remember that.
We're down an hour. And then after that, you had John Cena do like another 10-15-minute promo doing the whole farewell tour and stuff.
Yeah.
Then we had the second match, which was another like 20-25 minutes. Then we had that 5-minute section with Hulk Hogan before he got booed off. And then after that, we had another like 45 minutes of the last 2 matches. I don't think there was a promo between, right?
Those weird promos. Those like,
backstage promos.
Backstage. We had Chad Gable. Like, bring me your finest luchador. Did we touch on that, by the way? No, we didn't.
We didn't touch on that.
Pentagon. We are hyped.
Coming up.
Y'all don't know this, but we want to see some luchadors shine. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to go into how Mexicans have been booked.
I feel like that's a good.
They got a badass coming in finally. We don't have these dorks like
Mystical.
Oh, he was like confirmed.
yeah.
Oh, I thought one of speculating. One of before we recorded, by the way.
Oh well, they didn't say Pentagon's name in that promo, but I believe the whole teaser of his mask finished.
Got finished. His logo,
And we know
his emblem.
We know it's Pentagon.
And if you watch wrestling outside of WWE, you'll know that that's Pentagon.
And it said zero, right?
It said zero. It turned into a zero. Cero miedo. So a catchphrase of his, obviously. And
he joins the LWO. LWO getting a big 2025.
I wouldn't put past him putting him in LWO. Unfortunately,
obviously he'll be on joining Legato.
I'm excited for the match. I know he's gonna probably squash Chad Gable, but honestly, they could have like an amazing 20-minute match. But we're gonna see Pentagon this upcoming Monday, and he's getting the dub.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. First of many. But
yeah, to me, I'd also say Raw was a 9. SmackDown, I'd give, it was decent. I'd say a 7.
I was going to say 6.5. It left me wanting more. 3 hours is a lot to work with. They had some good segments. But I felt like there was like 1 or 2 really good segments, really good matches. Cody Rhodes, obviously, the fans paid to see him. The main champions were featured as well, but I could not help but have this itch that I felt like something was missing. Maybe another match, maybe another main event tentpole, something of importance, something of relevance.
Yeah. I'll probably give it like a 7. Also, I feel like they're still trying to work out how to do a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
So because they're still working on how to fill in the gaps of 3 hours. I feel like the next couple episodes are going to be better. But, I mean, if you're trying to compare this episode to SmackDown versus the Netflix debut of Raw, it's not in comparison.
That's okay. We'll see what SmackDown has in store for us next week.
You know who might seem like more of a comparison? NXT on CW. And did big numbers.
Big numbers, big matches, New Year's Eve.
Which I knew was going to be good. I watched SmackDown on CW.
Which is...
people acting so surprised. Like, wrestling has been on there before.
Wrestling has been on there.
More people have
access to it.
It's non-cable. It's local channel.
Good. Just to glaze over the CW's episode this week. New Year's Evil, NXT, fantastic match, new champions crowd. The Rock was there. You didn't see the final boss on Monday night. You definitely saw him on Tuesday night. And hopefully NXT continues that momentum with their new champions that have been featured. Obafemi and Julia, who people have been excited to see as champion.
A lot of wrestling to watch now for us. There's a lot of wrestling out there, but the next subject I want to get on with y'all. I don't know if y'all seen it. Seth Rollins did a interview recently, talking about his chance of ever being like the guy,
the man,
like the face of the company. And he brought up Roman Reigns, of course, and then Cody Rhodes comes in. Now it feels like he was skipped over.
He said when he saw Cody winning the championship at Mania, obviously happy for him, obviously happy for the direction of the company. Had some jealousy.
What'd you think of him saying that? Like, and also, could you see him ever being like the face of the company?
I think if you're a wrestler who's competing for more than just the money, who's competing for a main event position and just wants to showcase himself as the best, not just in wrestling, but just in promos, company guy, I feel like I would feel the same. Seth Rollins has been featured in many positions of prominence within the company, main evented a lot of shows, been world champion for the past decade, for the past 10 years. He's been world champion. He's been featured, in big matches. Never really had that main event WrestleMania match. Had that WrestleMania moment where he cashed in on Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, walked out with the championship. Main event at night 1 of last year's WrestleMania. In a way, kind of got that.
I'm just gonna say, like, he gets injured a lot.
He does get injured a lot. And I guess there's something about him that isn't as marketable as Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, John Cena.
Well,
I feel like he's gotten plenty of options. I mean, chances at it.
Opportunities. Yeah.
what does it mean to be the face of the company? Like, is it just because you own the most prestigious belt? Or like,
The top baby face.
The top babyface.
You can not have the belt
would
and
you
still be the
would
top.
you say that Roman Reigns was the face of the company when he had the belt?
Yeah, he was the face of the company for years.
10 years. You could say for 10 years he's been the face of the company. And a lot of those times he wasn't even champion.
Same with John Cena.
Same with John Cena.
Yeah. I feel like if there was a time that he could be the face of the company, it's passed.
I'd say it would have been 6 years ago.
I think so too.
6 years ago.
I think it would have been a little bit after his turn against the Shield, like a year or two after his turn against the Shield. I feel like that was like his prime time to kind of become the face of the company, but unfortunately he couldn't. And just with how injury prone he is now and how much time he takes away or takes off from WWE to recover from said injuries, I don't. Unfortunately, I would love to see him in it, but I don't think he would become face of the company anytime soon.
And it's always there's been those opportunities where I feel like he's dropped the ball himself. This past WrestleMania build up, when he was involved in the feud with Cody, Roman, Rock.
Yeah.
And I felt like he was the weak link every single time, promo wise.
I feel like from then to now, with his promos against CM Punk, there's been a major improvement.
Yeah, those ones are better.
If we had this CM Punk, this Seth Rollins promos back then against the Bloodline.
Yeah, but sadly, he was in a program with The Rock, who was the face of the company before, Roman, who was the face of the company before, and Cody, who we knew was the next face. And he was in there with all of them, and he didn't look like he belonged. Yeah.
He didn't look like he belonged.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we had this Seth Rollins doing the promos back then, I mean, he could have been co-face of the company.
Well, I think it has more to do with, he had shit to say to CM Punk.
Yeah, because
with Roman, I felt like they never mentioned the Shield, like, animosity breakup. Like, we know it's there. They didn't mention shit.
They didn't call back. That many callbacks.
I think the reason they didn't really call it back is because, like, that feud, like, even though Roman never really got his lick back until WrestleMania, they didn't really, like, hype it. They didn't really, like, show it. But from the second that CM Punk returned, Seth Rollins has been, like, on fire about CM Punk. And, like, because there's real hatred. Now, if there's real hatred against Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns for what happened with the Shield, I don't think it's there.
I wouldn't say, no, it ain't real hatred. They're boys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're boys. I think that's just storyline. So, obviously, they kept their storyline.
Yeah, but other people,
storyline.
But other people, not everyone hates each other, man. They've given great stuff.
I know, but I'm saying, like...
And then the stuff with Drew McIntyre as well.
Because of how real the Seth Rollins beef with CM Punk was, it allowed him to do better promos because he was talking about real stuff and like his real emotions. I think there was a interview after like one or two of those promos where he was like, I was finally able to say what I wanted to say to CM Punk's face, like all these years for the past 10 years. They allowed me to say like what I want to say.
I think personally for
definitely better lines than what's under that kilt. Come on, show me what's under that kilt.
For Seth Rollins,
on his knees.
Or what did he say to The Rock that was so dumb? Like it was like a poop joke that was trending on Twitter.
I don't remember.
So I know what you're talking about. I forgot. I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about. I think for Seth Rollins, his best opportunity to be the main event guy was 6 years ago in 2019. He beat Brock Lesnar, beat him for the Universal title. He was on top of Raw, and there was really no one at his...
Cashed in main event WrestleMania. Like, that's a crazy moment.
Well, but for that one, what was
right after losing against Randy Orton?
What was his competition? Baron Corbin? You're also only as good as the people that they put in front of you. I will say part of Seth Rollins in 2019 when he was the top dog on Raw and there wasn't really anyone else competing with that top position on Raw because Roman was on SmackDown at the time. Still is. He's been on SmackDown ever since 2019. I feel like he was a victim of bad booking, part of a really low point in WWE at the time. With some really corny writing, and
are you talking about with Bray Wyatt?
Towards the end of when he lost the title, it was with the Fiend Bray Wyatt. But I'm talking about kind of early on. He didn't compete against. I mean, he had a bit of a program with Brock Lesnar during SummerSlam, but I feel like that came too late. He was competing with Baron Corbin. He was defending that title in the cuckold.
It felt the same way with his most recent world title run. Like we were like, that's the number 2 belt. They were calling it the number 2 belt.
Yeah.
Roman was, and he was wrestling like Shinsuke and Jinder Mahal.
Well, you know what? He was also facing Finn Balor. He was facing Damian. He was facing Judgment Day people. His second,
a lot of Judgment Day.
That feud, that run was a lot better than his 2019 run because Vince McMahon was booking at the time. He made it corny. Seth Rollins was still a little corny at the time, trying to rah everyone and be like, "I'm the face of the company."
Was trying to still silent.
No, in 2019, he was just, "I'm the face of Raw. I'm the Universal Champion." And back then, I will say the Universal title felt a little bit more important than the WWE title, even though Kofi was having a great run back then. Really great Kofi Mania. He was doing really good.
Diarrhea Dwayne.
But, you can blame booking, you can blame opponents. At the same time, though, Seth has never been his biggest stuff. He hasn't done himself any favors. And even when Triple H is in charge, better opponents, better wrestling, better spotlight, he still seems to miss the mark when it matters, and that's inhibited his ability.
And then he ended Sting's. Sting wrestled again, even though he shouldn't have. But he basically ended Sting's career with WWE. That turnbuckle bomb,
the buckle bomb,
and then he did it to Finn Balor. Whenever Finn Balor was the very first Universal Champion, it was supposed to get his push.
Yeah.
And, they never got the belt back again after that. There's some people, he talks about CM Punk. There's some people that don't like Seth Rollins himself.
And would you be able to blame them for not liking him?
The whole thing was Sting. Do you really think that Sting was in a position to be wrestling again? Because when whole thing,
it's just the optics, like, that's like a hero. Someone threw him into a turn.
That's true. But
and then he does it again to people love Finn Balor. He came up from NXT. People loved him. And we're like, wow, our guy who went from someone New Japan and coming up through NXT, our guy is the world champion.
But what if they're just like,
there was a third person. There was a third person he injured. They don't do the move no more.
Yeah, he doesn't do that.
Yeah, they don't do that.
With frequency, he doesn't do it anymore. He did it on CM Punk this past month.
Yeah,
but he doesn't really do that buckle bomb anymore.
Well, he did it. That thing was, I believe, Sting's too was on the outside barricade.
Yeah, was on the with Seth Rollins too. Finn Balor, that was his first month on the roster. Within 4 weeks of him being called up to Monday Night Raw, he was already winning matches. Beat Roman Reigns. Was on a run. He was being positioned as the next big thing.
He was cool.
He hasn't kept Finn Balor, hasn't captured that coolness ever since he came back. And that was almost a decade ago.
He lost it whenever he did
when God interrupted that match?
Yeah, after his theme song was reviving him against Roman Reigns.
He just fell off the turnbuckle.
Never explained it.
Turnbuckle.
God,
he interrupted.
They never.
Well, in any case, I think while Seth Rollins has that feeling of what could have been, what he may think should have been, I feel like he, in a very ironic way, is similar to Triple H, who's always been the guy who works with the guy.
I'd say Randy Savage. He's Randy Savage to Roman Reigns' Hulk Hogan. Randy Savage had best matches at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He had amazing matches. Seth Rollins has way better matches than Roman Reigns. I'll say that right now.
Yeah.
He has great matches.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Anyone has better matches than Roman Reigns when you only wrestle twice a year.
Well, even when he wrestles those twice a year, I would say they're pretty good matches. But I will say that Seth Rollins, he's always going to be the guy who works with the guy who works with the main event.
I will say I do agree with that comparison. I definitely see Seth Rollins as a more Randy Savage type person in the career, or in WWE than Roman Reigns.
Like the second to the face, kind of like
exactly.
Which is still
like
high
Diamond
prestige.
Dallas Page, WCW.
Which is still high prestige, being the number 2 to
the
face.
first lieutenant.
It's a trustworthy position.
Who's Luffy's?
What? Zorro?
Yeah, Zorro.
What?
He's Zorro.
He gets lost.
Give me all of Cody's pain. The way he was limping and crawling
with the
nothing happened.
Hey, that's a cold ass scene, bro. You better not be talking shit about that scene.
I just quoted it, and I'm not a One Piece fan. I just quoted it. I know it's cold.
That's just cold as fuck. But yeah. As far as him, I don't know, getting a little green with envy about not being the face. I mean, his time to shine came. And unfortunately, he wasn't in a position to take full advantage of it. And now he's trying to grasp at it when his time has already passed. You know,
I'm gonna say grasping because he'll put people over. He doesn't win a lot.
No,
it's not like these people like Hulk Hogan refuses to like lose to somebody, or
that doesn't work.
Goldberg refusing to lose to people like Bray Wyatt. You know?
Yeah.
No, but
he's more gracious. He's more gracious.
I just mean in the sense of like,
he'll do it. He'll do the job.
In the sense of him being the face of WWE, I feel like his time to become the face has already passed, and he's still trying to grasp at the time that's already passed.
You always want to like try to be the best.
Yeah, be the number one. And you know what? I could see him being world champion again in the next year or two.
Oh, definitely. I'm not saying that he won't ever be a champion again. But as far as
the guy,
the face of the company, I don't think so.
That's gonna be your Cody Rhodes. That's gonna be your Braun Breaker in a couple of years. It's gonna be your talent, and Seth Rollins is gonna be the one who they pin to win the big championship.
Honestly, outside of WWE, I'm loving all the shit Cody Rhodes is doing.
Definitely.
Dude, Cody Rhodes has been on so many interviews, so many podcasts. Came out on Dude Perfect the other day for some reason. Because they're in Dallas, but
company man.
You know who you won't see a lot of? Seth Rollins on the new Captain America movie.
That's also true.
They could have seen.
They did reshoots on the club
right after he lost.
So maybe that's kind of like a death by 1,000 cuts, straw that broke the camel's back. Maybe a lot of
he did do the interview.
maybe a lot of things just kind of weighing is like, dang, if that was Cody, they wouldn't have cut his scene.
Yeah.
If that was Roman Reigns, they would have made a whole movie around him.
He does have a movie now.
Shaw.
Exactly. And then Roman Reigns, when he lost the belt, immediately was on promos for a new movie they were filming. You know, just
that makes sense. The being champion probably took out a lot of time from his personal schedule. But him losing and being like, all right, finally I have time to go ahead and film this movie and like get this production started. Let me start promoting it.
Yeah.
Or something, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, I am a Cody fan. I am a Cody crybaby, as y'all say. But not to like, not to glaze him too much, but like I've been watching all of his interviews, all the pod. Like he came on Two Bears One Cave. I already watched Two Bears One Cave or listened to Two Bears One Cave beforehand. So when I saw an episode come out with Cody Rhodes, I was like, yo, that shit's fucking sick.
His room looked like a Jackson Pollock painting if you turn the black light on.
Okay. But
it just feels Kardashian like that isn't the real him. It's an alter ego.
The thing is, like, obviously when wrestlers go out and do any kind of interview or promotion of any type, they're in character. Will we ever see like what a person's like really is outside?
Sometimes you can see some of what a person is in their character. I feel like Cody Rhodes has perfected this PR darling
company man.
Like when I think of,
and it comes off as non-genuine. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin, you could tell he's like this rowdy, badass Texan, don't take shit from nobody, doesn't give a fuck what you think and all this stuff. And we love him for that. You know, he was supposed to be a heel and people loved him because people related to him so much. We don't relate to Cody. He's this unfallible Jesus caricature
Messiah.
Excuse me. Caricature.
What I'm trying to say is, like, when I think of a face of the company, I don't just see like the top guy. That's why I wouldn't really see like this past 4 years Roman being champion. 3 or 4 years?
4.
These past 4 years of Roman being championship, I feel like he was still very much only in WWE. I mean, he made a few cameos like in Hobbs and Shaw and shit, and like maybe a few things outside, but I never really saw him in anything.
Mm-hmm.
But since Cody has gotten the championship, he's been in so many interviews, so many like outside WWE production, like that show, that the Scare Tactic show in USA.
I think it's more
any of that shit.
I think it's more you got more back into wrestling recently, right?
I came back into. I took a break from wrestling, like 2013 to 2020.
So I mean,
during 2020,
I know during his run, like, and I didn't like Roman Reigns at the beginning, and whenever he was being pushed as a guy, there was times where I couldn't avoid him. He was everywhere. Yeah, he was showing up here, he'll show up there. He was showing up on
Good Morning America.
Yeah, he was doing commercials. He was doing all kinds of
commercials.
stuff. Man, get him out my face.
That being said, though, the company needs a guy like.
I mean, WWE in itself it's a niche fan base. Even if we say Cody Rhodes now, like, obviously he's not as popular as
John Cena,
as like maybe other celebrities do him.
I feel like I feel like WWE is kind of hitting the mainstream as hard as like Magic the Gathering is. Because Magic the Gathering, like, you're starting to find out that a bunch of like celebrities or like professional athletes are like, they play Magic like on their downtime. I feel like you're seeing a lot of that now with WWE, where you're seeing a lot more celebrities trying to get involved, a lot more professional athletes, like sports athletes. Like, oh yeah, I love all this. I feel like WWE is getting more mainstream, and I think because of that, we can now see our face of the companies being out and doing more shit outside of WWE.
I think that's more Triple H running it now instead of Vince McMahon. They are pushing to get younger people. Mm-hmm. I remember Money in the Bank, that little intro with the dancing animation characters. My kids love that, That's not something Vince McMahon would have done because he doesn't understand that demographic.
Anyway, moving on. With Rhea Ripley being champion, with Rhea Ripley ranking to the top of the Raw division once again, where do we see her in the future? Where do we see her in the Raw Women's division?
Where do you see the whole division, Nate? I mean, Rhea has beaten everybody. I pictured her staying out of the title picture, getting drafted to SmackDown.
I did too, but she won the championship.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you do with her.
See, the reason I predicted Rhea losing was because leave the rest of Raw to live, leave the rest of the Raw roster, that she hasn't had the obscene opportunity to interact.
She could chill till Royal Rumble. She could chill till Women's Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. And Rhea moving on, fighting Bayley, fighting Tiffany Stratton, fighting Michin, fighting
Rhea face Tiffany or Bayley or
Bianca.
Bianca, that's a money match.
Like, that beats. So I could have seen that happen. But
if she's champion, I could picture a world where if it wasn't for Bianca being in a current storyline, maybe Bianca winning and challenge.
Right.
Because that's a match that needs to happen. Probably now, because I know Bianca wants a baby.
They have, and
if you'll watch her reality show.
I haven't had the opportunity to watch their show yet. Well, we could probably discuss a little bit of it later on the podcast if you guys want us to talk about that.
Her and Montez
Ford, who I like, underrated. Hopefully we can see it in 2025 too.
I like the other guy more.
He's married to Bianca.
Come on,
he's funny on the show.
But where does
Montez?
His friend Montez.
Angelo Dawkins?
Angelo
Dawkins.
Dude, I love watching it.
They kind of all chill together. The Omos and and the
But
The boys, like, they were over there just watching Bianca and the other girls lift weights. I'm getting out of hand. I watched the Bianca TV show.
What is it called?
Love and Wrestling.
well, and anyway, Bianca's featured in a prominent position too. She hasn't been champion since 2023, where she won it for like a second and then got cashed in on. But
she's kind of just been here
to help
helping Jade
Cargill. And I could see Bianca and Jade moving to Raw. I could see them both moving to Raw to kind of have some more, competition with Rhea Ripley. They got Io Sky. They got Dakota Kai. They got Kairi Sane. They got a new championship there too.
You just listed 3 people that just came back from SmackDown.
Well, yeah, but they're women they're fantastic wrestlers. Women that Lyra Valkyrie.
Valkyrie or Valkyrie?
Valkyrie.
They say
Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Well, women who could be featured in prominence.
I feel like it's spelled.
And
it's spelled Valkyrie.
Valkyrie. But that being
they pronounce it Valkyrie.
That being said, though, I feel like Rhea probably would have been better on, part of the SmackDown division.
I would love to see her move to the SmackDown division, but I feel like they still need to make the women's title more prestigious in SmackDown. I feel like Tiffany has the perfect opportunity to do that.
Right.
With, again, said talent. I feel like...
You're picturing a long run?
I'm picturing a long run, maybe to SummerSlam. And just building up the prestigious of that so that when Rhea does go, it doesn't feel like the number 2 belt.
Okay, I can see that.
We'll see. I feel like she's going to do something with Nia for quite a while.
Me too. Or at least...
Well, I mean, Bayley just won the match, so her first defense is going to be against Bayley, not even Nia.
Well, Nia, I'm assuming, is still a heel on SmackDown, even though she got cashed in on.
Yeah, I feel like she's going to meddle with the match.
I could see her meddling with the match. And
a DQ that's going to piss us off because we don't get a definitive finish.
This could be a dark horse pick for a Mania match, but I could easily see this being a triple threat for Mania or a Fatal 4-Way.
They do love triple threats for women.
Last year we got Io versus Bayley 1-on-1 match.
That was long term.
And then we got Becky versus Rhea, which is 1-on-1. I think this year we might be due for a triple threat or a Fatal 4-Way of sorts. Just a way to kind of get everyone on the show. And that's not why you should book triple threats or Fatal 4-Ways. Obviously, you should be booking them because the story calls for it. I could see Nia interfering at the Royal Rumble. I could see Nia competing against Tiffany in her rematch at the Elimination Chamber and Bayley interfering in that. A little tit for tat. They got a story. They all want to be champion. Triple threat matches right there for WrestleMania.
True.
So that kind of speaks more on the SmackDown division than the Raw division. But
all I know is we're just holding the belt till Jada gets good.
Until Jada comes back. But that was
good.
What a plot twist. The one who took out Jade was Pentagon.
Pentagon Jr.
For context, we're showing Danny Pentagon
intergender matches from Lucha Underground. So
it was Pentagon that took out Jade.
He's got a history.
And that's how you want SmackDown to compete with Raw on Netflix? That's how you do it.
That's true.
Nah, but Pentagon's going to be on Netflix. I mean, on Raw.
We'll see him tomorrow, hopefully. And then we'll have a lot. He's debuted. He's guaranteed to be debuting tomorrow.
They might do a Braun Breaker where he's not. You know how he debuted before the brand split, and then got drafted to Raw after SmackDown was like, "This is our key signing."
Or like with Braun Breaker too.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
There's a Braun signing. Well, Braun Breaker. They have him rolling out the red carpet, signing a SmackDown contract. It's Raw like 3 weeks later. Like 3 weeks later. It does not last long. I was very upset at that. Even though the brand split is basically paper, just it's not as valuable as the paper that it's written on.
It upset me because Ilja was on Raw. I'm like, all right, it makes sense. Ilja on Raw, Braun on SmackDown. That's fair. Then they both went to Raw. I was like, what?
And hopefully we see some more of Ilja dragging up too.
I was about to say, like, what's his update, bro?
What's his status? I'm gonna look it up.
He might be missing Royal Rumble
before we end the show here. I want to see.
Probably he might be missing till Wrestle.
See what happened? He ACL, MCL.
I think it was an MCL.
Yeah, he's out.
Oh no, it was a torn ACL. Torn ACL. So that was in September. They said he'd be out for about 6 to 9 months. So that's September 30th. So basically, I think first month of October.
Yeah, about like April, he'll be back. No way after this.
He may make
That's at WrestleMania.
he may make it time to be in the audience during the Andre the Giant Battle Royal of the SmackDown before Mania. But we'll see what he has. What's in stock for him?
Man, upsetting.
Well,
It's just one more thing. Like, who do you think you want to see next with Rhea?
with Rhea, well, I mentioned her earlier. I think Io Sky. I want to see Rhea. I want to see some more Io Sky in championship contention. She was in the tournament, didn't make it past Valkyrie there. There we go. She didn't make that. But I want to see her as a women's champion again. She had a lot of magic in 2023 when she cashed in on Bianca at SummerSlam. They did really good program with every lady who came afterwards until Bailey. I want to see the Joshis, kind of.
I think they can have a good match, but how would you get her up there to the main event? Winning Rumble?
A Tale as Old as Time. And I do a bit of a number one contenders mini series. Those always
And we just went through a tournament.
That's for the one, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like it's too close to call for another.
Like all these women that lost in the mid-card tournament, we need you to join the main title.
It's not perfect. It's not a perfect
If I was
system.
like the winner of the Intercontinental, I'd be like, wait, hold on, can
I try this?
I want the other tournament.
Well, I guess I'll think a bit more holistically, like Danny here. Maybe the Rumble, maybe the Chamber, maybe that's how you get them prominence. That's a great way to springboard people into the main event. A lot of the times, the Royal Rumble winners are always written in stone. You already know who's gonna win them, but sometimes they surprise us, and someone who's kind of bubbling under gets the push. Like Drew McIntyre, I don't think anyone called him winning the Rumble that year. Edge, I don't think anyone called him winning the Rumble the year.
$5 her first match as champion again is against Raquel.
Liz is gonna use her rematch clause. That's still a thing. I feel like people don't do that.
In the Triple H era, rematch clauses are
Selective.
So they'll say like rematch clauses aren't a thing anymore, but then a couple months, someone will say, I want my rematch.
Rhea had 3.
Rhea did have 3. Did Rhea earn those rematches? Or did she just get them?
I don't know.
Because she's Rhea Ripley. Who knows anymore? At the other time, too, I would like to see...
Well, I feel like it was a special case because technically she did never lose her title. And every single rematch, she was getting interrupted, so she never had like a fair match.
Yeah.
So I guess there's like a special thing. I mean, back when Roman had to give up his title, when he had to leave from WWE because of his whole issue with leukemia, when he came back, he essentially went straight to the title because he was like, I never lost it.
Wait.
Yeah, but Finn Balor never got his rematch.
Well, hold on there. Because he came back in 2019 and he had a feud with Drew McIntyre for a couple months. I would say he didn't go back immediately to the...
Well, yeah, because his return, like him beating the crap out of Bray Wyatt.
No. So in 2018, he had to vacate the title because he was on Raw. He had to vacate the Universal title. He came back to Raw in like February of the next year, was in remission, but entered a program with Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin and just some throwaway people. Got drafted to SmackDown. Did some more nonsense with Baron Corbin where they kind of poured dog food on him for a couple of months. I don't know if you remember that. So that was from about April to January until 2020. And when Bray Wyatt when Bray Wyatt lost the Universal title to Bill Goldberg, that's when Roman Reigns said, I want a championship opportunity. But then COVID happened, the pandemic happened, so he's immune compromised. He didn't stick around. He came back at SummerSlam like 6 months later. So I'd say he was away from the championship scene for about 15 months. So he wasn't away from it, but he never really got that match until he came back during the COVID era.
Oh, yeah.
That was a bit that was a bit nerdy there, but I know my history.
That was almost like me knowing when Cody entered in the Royal Rumble.
I will say, as much of a Cody Glazer as you self-admit to, you self-tell on, I am a bit of a Roman Reigns Glazer. I know his history. I know his story. And, yeah.
No, all I'm saying is Cody doesn't deserve the amount of hate he gets from you guys
Why not?
because he's our WWE Universal Champion. You show him some fucking respect, yeah.
JBL used to be the WWE champion
Jinder Mahal
And-
was WWE champion.
and used to run Mexicans back to the border. Did you
What
respect
the
that?
fuck he does in there? What the fuck was that?
No.
He did that. He did that.
Did he really?
Yeah, JBL, when he was feuding with Eddie Guerrero, he went to the Mexican
You
border.
said Jinder Mahal, then said the
No,
word.
I said JBL, then he mentioned.
Yeah.
I
I thought we were just.
was like, this is a feud between
No, but you know about the JBL stuff, right? Yeah.
Did you respect him because he was champion?
I think that was in the time where I was out of WWE.
That was 2004.
Was that 2000? Fuck me, that feels like forever.
That's 20 years ago. This year, 20 years ago, is the first year John Cena becomes WWE.
Speaking of that, JBL showed up at a promo in San Antonio,
He went in Indy, yeah.
and the owner of that show was the guy who played the Mexican. He ran off back to the border.
Yeah. And then they
He did a favor
picture.
for him.
Yeah, he took a picture and is like, we're all good, dude.
So it wasn't real. It was like a red
Promo. It was a wrestling promo.
Oh yeah, it was a wrestling promo. It was like a video.
whatever.
But as
It's
it,
like real shit.
Well,
oh my god.
all I'm saying is he was a heel, so I didn't respect him as WWE champion.
also, he was
I cannot. I
Cody's a big face. Respect.
to you,
it's all about
to you,
perspective.
he's a big face.
It's all
Not
about
me.
perspective.
How is he not a big face?
Not me, the working class man.
We're all working.
He's not a plumber. He's a grandson of a plumber.
He's the son of a plumber. He's never got his hands dirty.
He never got
his
his-
dad had to
He
sell
went
his
to acting
Rolex.
school. He went to acting school.
You're telling me that Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes does not represent me.
Did y'all even see the documentary that Cody Rhodes did
It was
on
a
Peacock?
It was a Pete
Becoming the American.
Rose talking about documentaries, like people that struggle don't have documentaries.
I know, but I'm saying you didn't see that shit to see like what he went through or what he had to go through.
You mean see what he
wants you to
portrays,
believe.
wants us to see that he went through.
Whatever.
You know who actually been through struggles that you need to respect? Roman
Mr.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
I'm just saying I don't respect.
No, I know, but it's one of those things where it's like if it's not an absolute in one way, it's an absolute in the other.
I respect him.
Respect
But
what you-
I think
he was a fantastic.
I think he was due to the championship. I'm glad that Cody won.
No, he should have broke Bruno Sammartino.
I think he should have at least broken Hogan's, at the very least. Came close.
He did break Hogan. It's Bruno's and Bob Backlund's. He didn't break.
Didn't he have? Doesn't he have the longest streak?
No,
No,
that's Bruno and Bob Backlund.
because Bruno Sammartino's was a 10 years,
Yeah,
God damn!
10-year run, 10-year run.
Fuck that.
Bob Backlund.
yeah. He doesn't have the most exciting matches, by the way.
Yeah, if like wrestling in the 60s was a lot different, and there wasn't like it wasn't as episodic and weekly, obviously.
I don't know. I saw El Santo versus Corey Guerrero.
Created
That was better than anything Bruno Sammartino had. Story for another day.
the story for another day.
That's it for episode 2, y'all.
We'll loop back this time next week.
We almost got into the 1960s there. For a second.
We'll loop back next week with next week's episode of SmackDown, Raw. Maybe we'll introduce some AEW content we've been meaning to. I'll definitely be watching Dynamite this week in Collision.
Maybe we should watch some Bruno Sammartino Bob Backlund matches and then catch our way all the way up to modern time.
What if we go?
Let's watch
Rest.
best match every year starting like 19.
01, like George Hackenschmidt matches.
The
televised.
We're not going to listen to Radio Brock.
The Omaha Championship Wrestling.
We'll say 1970. We'll look up best match of each year starting from 1970.
Anyways, we're signing off there for episode 2. You guys have a good night.
Good night, everyone.